Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. According to CNN, who's citing an U.S. official, Israel has carried out a strike inside Iran. He tells CNN. And there were some drones, there were some missiles last night, but today no more missiles, just drones. Israel targets Iran. Okay, these guys claim, and then Iran fires at apparent Israeli attack. So two articles say yes, it was these guys. The other guy says no. The other guys, Sputnik, Israel strikes several sites in Iran. So because Israel did not confirm it was them, we don't know. But when the Russians do something and they don't claim responsibility, it was the Russians. So what do I want to do in this video? In this video, I have one article from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty so-called, funded by the US government, among others, but nevertheless, like the Voice of America. And I'm going to show you what kind of spin they give to the Israeli retaliatory strike. Now, let's say we are in a fight. Let's say you are in a fight, or let's say you can have a disagreement, you have an issue, let's say with your wife, and that you say something bad, a bad word. Now, is that an escalation? Yeah. Now she says not a bad word. What's that? Is that a like a de-escalation or escalation? Escalation. Then I come back and I use a bad word. Is that an escalation or de-escalation? It's an escalation. It keeps going. It depends on the intensity, but it's keep going. It's an escalation of the situation. Why? Because I didn't use a bad word before, and now I used. And the same here. So my point is this. If you respond to an attack, someone punches you and you punch back, your response obviously was an escalation. Was it? I'm not talking about the how ethical that was, or in self-defense or not. That's a different conversation. In this case, I want to make sure that the response is something added. Now, the response is not, oh, let me do something to your thing. No, it's negative reaction. It's going to hurt you. So the reaction of the other guy, who was initially the reaction based on you hurting me, is going to be again hurting and hurting and hurting. You're going to pile up the escalation. So we have here Radio Free Europe that claims that actually Israel's attack on Iran is not aimed at escalating, but de-escalating the conflict. I can see that point. I can see that point saying, well, these guys launched 350 missiles. We didn't we didn't launch 350 missiles and drones as the Iranians. So it's a de-escalation in the intensity of the response, but the response on its own, it's another curse word coming towards you. Now, may not be as rough or as the one that you used, but still is. But anyway, they want to portray it that way. Like, this is actually So let me show you. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, April 19, 2024. Israel's limited attack on Iran appears aimed at de-escalating the conflict. Okay, well, I don't think so, but nevertheless, because what do you think the Iranians are going to do? Oh, they want to de-escalate. We just try to destroy some of our facilities. That was aiming to de-escalate the conflict. We got a hint. But if that's the case, then why my attack was considered an escalation? And let me show you. Israel attacked Iran. Attacked Israel, escalating an already volatile conflict. So these guys here, my attack is no, I'm just a good moral guy over here because we say so. We're de-escalating. Our punching you in the face was a de-escalation, but you kicking me in the balls was an escalation. So I never trust these guys, but I use them because I want to reveal who they really are for people who might not know and laugh of their imbecilic reporting. Israel has vowed to make Iran pay for Tehran's unprecedented drone and missile attack on April 13. Now, these guys, which are, that's not their method, is the weak and the liars method, which is I start the narrative not chronologically from where it started and put everything in and let's discuss to solve the problem. I start my narrative from the point is somehow going to show me in a better light. So now Radio Free Europe gives us this narrative starting in April 13th. I can go back to 1918 if it were me, but I'm not. I'm not in power to do anything. So, see, they start in April 13th. How about you start it in April 1st? They don't go there because if I look back here, I continue reading it, I don't see anything right here. That Israel's suspected military response early on April 19 appeared to be limited in scale and scope and aimed at the de-escalating tensions with Iran. You got it? He just pumped 20 times. So let me give you the favorite example. You have a rapist, and the rapist unfortunately does something bad to a woman, and he pumps 20 times. So he penetrates 20 times. And that was the de-escalation. Why? Because last time when he did it, he pumped 100 times. So from 100 times, it's a de-escalation to 20 times. Got that? So if a criminal kills, I don't know, 2 million people and then he kills 1 million people, that's a de-escalation. You want to look at things like that? If you want, philosophically and outside of it, yeah, you can say it's a de-escalation in intensity. But let's say that person who was pumped 20 times instead of 100 is your mom, your sister, your wife, or someone that you love. Would you think the same way? It was a de-escalation, man. Of course not. Still, the crime is a crime. And you would, right? Exactly. Snip and upside down and whatever you want to do. Boil and acid, all these things. So again, they portrayed and they say, well, we're going to start, when we're going to start the conversation, when she scratched this guy. She scratched him because he grabbed her by the boobs. And then, she escalated by scratching him. Is that how it goes? So you grab him by the breasts, I scratch, I slap you, and then you do this 20 times, and that's a de-escalation because last time it was 100 times, let's say. Or maybe I consider this less than the slap. We can look at that that way, but again, the history starts from the slap, not from the breast grabbing. So, yeah, they show us here where they hit, and interestingly enough, I'm trying to see if, but no, they don't mention, and I'm going to show you, they don't mention anything about the April 1st attack on Damascus, Syria, consulate, embassy, building, that was the, grab you by the breasts. So here it is. I'm going to go down and let's see if we have April 1st anywhere here, or embassy or anything. I don't see anything. I didn't see anything. Did you see anything? I don't see anything that we see, well, with this because of this and because of that. So you see when they started the history? And this is Radio Free Europe. Never trust these guys. I hope you never did. But nevertheless, when we were in the communist Romania, socialist Romania with the communist party, we were listening. I mean, I was young, but I knew, and I heard, and let's listen to Radio Free Europe or Voice of America, and the Romanians are trying, the bad guys, the security, they try to jam their beautiful manna from America and wherever. It was located in Munich. Now I think it's in Poland, and so on. Oh my God, we're listening to this under the blankets. It was like, oh my God, poor them and poor us, if we knew. They said certain things, but we thought that they are over there to help us. No, it's to help themselves, to help their own interest. They were propagandizing us. They were trying to actually create more problems in the society. So the Romanians overthrew their Romanian leader and eventually killed him on the 25th of December 1989, on the day of our Savior's Jesus Christ's birthday. Therefore, that tells you who might have told the Christians to do that as a symbolic thing. Like, I still think, I know actually, I have many sources, but it doesn't really matter now. It's a different conversation. My point is, Radio Free Europe and Voice of America were like, oh my God, is the voice of God. Little that we knew, those things were financed by the CIA and the Secretary of State, State Department of the US, through their taxpayers, now my taxpayers. It was just a propaganda, but how revered it was. I remember conversations after the revolution between some idiots in the family claiming, well, I was listening to this every day. You weren't listening to it. It was like a badge of honor that you listened to Radio Free Europe. And I was like, okay, well, does it matter? Yeah, like you're more a patriot, more an activist if you listened every day versus once a month. You supported the regime or something. Imbeciles everywhere. Anyway, so that's the way it was, my friends. Radio Free Europe. It's a de-escalation. Yeah, because it was only 20 pumps, not 100 this time. After I grabbed you by the breast and then you slapped me. So yeah, it was an escalation. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.